This is a Jmix exclusive.
First time they had just done, what was it, Juice, I think? And something like that. And my first sister Michelle and I were in the Stokers Hotel in LA, right by the LA airport. And there was a BRE thing going on, convention, Black Radio Expo. And so she and I are in this ballroom, and the ballroom was a little dim. And way at the end of the room, a door opens up, and we can see Tupac walk in. Now, he can't see us because it's a dark room. At least I believe that's the case. And he walks in, and we're like, look, there's Tupac. And, you know, we're thinking about just having seen him in this movie. So door closes, and he starts walking in our direction. You know, I don't want to meet Tupac right now. So we moved to the left, and when we moved to the left, he did. And we looked at each other and said, does it look like you move when we move? And we both said, yeah. And so we said, let's move back over here. So we moved again, and he moved too, and he still walked toward us. And he walked right up to me. And I was like, kind of freaked out because, I mean, who didn't know who Tupac was? And I really didn't think he knew who I was. And he said, what's up, CPO? I said, what's up, Tupac? And he said, I said, you know, congratulations on the flick and blah, blah, blah. And he said, thank you. And we gave each other a quick dab and, you know, kind of a hug. And he shook. And that was the first time I met him, that quick, that fast. No long conversations or anything like that. It just kind of freaked me out that he knew who I was. And he actually walked up to me to say hello. He did the exact same thing a couple of years later at Can-Am Studio. He was in there with Snoop and Nate Recipes and, you know, Dad Claudio all in the studio. And I happened to open the door and said, what's up? I didn't know he was there. He saw me, got up on the board, walked over and gave me a hug and said, how you? And I said, oh, good, man. You know, just, you know, when it comes to say, hey. And I didn't even know he was in the room. I just thought it was Snoop. And so that was that day. And then maybe a year or so later, we ended up doing Preaching and Rolling, and I thought it was really cool for us to do that song because we hadn't really known each other in an in-depth fashion prior to that. You know, we just met briefly a couple of times. But I thought it was really cool that he had, you know, the kind of mutual respect that I had for him to actually invite me down to do a song with him. And, you know, I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to go. But fortunately I did, and that's what happened.
This is a Jmix exclusive.
What up, shut up?